Hey up everybody, Magpie Gaming here, and in this video I'm going to share with you the 3 games that I am most looking forward to this year. Excuse the banging, that's my daughter in the bathroom. I don't know why she has to bang so much when she's in the bathroom, but she does, so just excuse that. But yeah, the 3 games that I'm most looking forward to this year, and it wasn't really hard for me to work out which ones they would be. I'm sure that everybody else would be able to work them out as well. And I always see people do these videos, and I thought, yeah, why shouldn't I do one? And I'll pick 3 games. Now these aren't just the 3 games that I will play for the rest of the year once they're released, and won't play anything else. Of course, I've got a broad scope of games that I like to play. I only bring so many of them to the channel though, because I don't want to flood the channel with games, you know, lots of games. I don't think that's really a recipe for building a channel. I like to just focus on a few games, but the 3 games that I'm going to mention within this video will be games that I definitely focus on with the channel going forward. So first things first, let's get to the first one, and of course it is Battlefield 5. I've loved Battlefield for a long time now, and I've watched how the series has grown and become the global phenomenon that it is these days, and I really enjoyed Battlefield 1. There was a big call for the Battlefield series to go back to a World War theme, and I think everybody was a little bit surprised when they chose World War 1. Of course, World War 1 doesn't have a massive scope for weapons, so there's been a little bit of do-it-yourself with some of the weapons. It's not hugely historically accurate, but it's based within reality to a certain extent, but video games can only take that so far, I think. And Battlefield 1 was a game I think I've sunk something like 150 hours into this game. Not as many as I would have liked, and the reasons for that was that I thought it took too long between the DLC releases for this game. You know, they'd release DLC and I'd play for 5 or 6 weeks, I'd get really used to the maps, get a lot of enjoyment out of them, and then it just kind of peters off for me and I start playing other games, and then I will come back to the game once the next lot of DLC is released. Battlefield 1, I loved it from the start. I played the beta, I played the hell out of the beta. I played the beta that much that the Sinai map, when it comes around in the rotation now, I absolutely hate playing it because I just played it that much when they did the open beta. I haven't been fortunate enough this time around to get a code for the alpha, but everybody that's been playing that says that they like it a lot. There isn't a huge hype around this game at the moment, and I'm going to do a separate video on the marketing or the lack of with this game. But to summarise it really quickly, they're not really putting too much effort into the marketing of this game, and the marketing that they've done so far I feel has been done kind of the wrong way around. Usually they would reveal something officially, and then all of your social media influencers, YouTubers, people on Twitter and such would then get hold of the information and put that out there on their social media, you know, creating content like I do on YouTube. This time around they did it slightly different, and a lot of the YouTubers got the information before it was given out in the official channels, and you know, bonus points for doing that. That helped YouTubers build their channels massively, and I've seen some YouTubers add hundreds of thousands of people because of the information that they had before any official channels had it. But it seems a bit of an odd way around to do things, and the overall hype of the game is a little bit flat at the moment. You've got to kind of seek out information about this game rather than it coming to you. Now, I'm not expecting some big TV campaign for it, but I'd expect a little bit more to be out there than there is. But from what I've seen of the game so far, I really do like the look of it. I like the look of the new mechanics, you know, the scarcity of ammo that's going to be within the game, the fact that you don't automatically regenerate all of your health, you've got to seek out a medic to help with that. I like that idea. I like the squads that they're building in it. The fact that you can now customize your soldier to a certain extent, I think is a good addition to the game, something that's been lacking within past games, but we've now got that in full effect. Some people don't like that, but I'm quite looking forward to using that. I'm looking forward to the new weapons that are going to be available, of course the new maps. All of the maps on Battlefield 1 I've played to death, and I know every nook and cranny of them, and I do like to get to grips with new maps, so I'm looking forward to playing some of those and just getting into the World War II theme of things. I understand where people are coming from when they said that they wanted a more either present day or slightly futuristic version of Battlefield. I think that's something that's going to be worked on. Whether that comes next in the series, we'll have to wait another 2 years to find out about that. But for now we're going to World War II, and I really do like the look of it. Grand Operations sounds good, although I think Conquest will still be the mainstay of my gameplay. Hugely looking forward to it. As I say, when it comes out I have a couple of days off work, so I'm going to be doing some really big streams of this. I'm looking to stream to between 8 and 12 hours gameplay, so yeah, I'm going to be looking at streaming a lot of this during that opening weekend of the game. So yeah, that's the number one in the free that I am looking forward to. The second one that I'm hugely looking forward to is Insurgency Sandstorm. Now I've recently been playing this. I was fortunate enough to be included in the technical alpha, and can't really say too much about that because apparently the NDA still excludes us from saying too much about the alpha, but I liked it. And then we got the open beta over the weekend that's just passed, and we have another open beta that's due at the end of this month, and that open beta will run until the game's eventual release, which I think is around the middle to the end of September. There is an exact date, but I haven't looked that up right now. I will put it in the description below if I remember to do so. But this is a game that I was a bit skeptical with playing at first. I've not really played the first Insurgency, but I've watched a lot of videos of other people playing it. Liked the look of it, but never really took the plunge into it. This one, with me getting the alpha code, thought yeah, I'll give it a try, and I'm absolutely hooked. I love the gameplay mechanics within it. I love how it plays. I like the fact that where you point and shoot, you hit something in that direction. You know, your bullets start spraying off here, there and everywhere. It's a hardcore game that's a lot of fun, and you don't often get that with hardcore games. Generally a hardcore game will be fun to a certain extent, but I had a huge laugh playing this game. There is a dismemberment model that's available within the game, so when you hit people with an RPG, bits of their body will fall off. This can be turned off, by the way, if you don't like that sort of thing, but I just thought that looks really fun to watch. People were just melting into limbs on the floor. The maps, I enjoyed the maps. There's obviously lanes within the maps that channel you in certain directions. There's 4 modes to play from. There was 3 maps in the beta. I'm hoping that in the second beta they open that up a bit more and we get some more maps. But it's just good, decent gameplay. There are issues with the game at the moment, mostly around optimization. I'm sure that those will get worked on as it goes forward, and hopefully it will be a lot more put together in the next beta. Quite why they're struggling with the optimization of the game when the maps are so small, I don't know. This is Unreal Engine, it's a very popular engine, people generally know what they're doing with this engine. So as I say, that these problems will probably get ironed out within the next beta. The sounds within the game just get you hooked. The gun sounds are good. The gun renders are really good. They're very detailed. The ambient sounds that you get within the games when you can hear grenades going off in the background and the helicopters coming over just sound amazing. One of the things that did put me off is the fact that people on your team can call out what they're doing, and people spam this. Hopefully that will be something that's picked up on and sorted out within the next beta. Everybody that I've watched that's played this game has pulled up that as well, that you can call out you're throwing a grenade, or you can intimidate the enemy by shouting things, and it gets a bit much after a while. The other thing that I picked up on with this game is the toxicity within the chat. That is quite heavy sometimes, not always. I think the first few days that I played of the beta it was quite heavy, but then I started to find a bit more of a mature crowd playing the game, and I could have some banter with some people, and it was quite fun. But again, when you've got people with microphones sat behind a computer, a lot of people will say stupid things, and that does happen quite a bit. I'd like to see some sort of process being brought in where you can report these people. You know, I'm here to play a game and have fun. You don't need to tell me, you know, that I should die, I should get cancer and go and die. That's just, it's not what I'm playing a game for, quite frankly. But yeah, Insurgency Sandstorm, I'm looking forward to this. I think it's a neat little game. It's very easy to get into. You know, it takes seconds to load up and get in, play a match. Matches typically last 6 to 12 minutes. So yeah, it's a quick and easy shooter to get into, and it reminds me a lot of CSGO. It's got a lot of that about it, and maybe a little bit of Rainbow Six Siege as well, with some of the building clearing that you have to do. There's a lot of work to go into the game, I think, but even as it is now, it's a very enjoyable game to play. And that comes out, I think, towards the end of September. So that is second on the list of games I'm looking forward to playing. So that brings us to the last one. This is by no means least, though. There are a lot of other games that I'm looking forward to, but this is just the top 3 of them. And this is World War 3 from a studio called Farm 51 that are based in Poland. Now, this game has been creating quite a lot of buzz recently on the internet. There's been a lot of chatter about it. It does look a lot like Battlefield games, you know, Battlefield 3 and 4. It takes a lot of inspiration from those. And I think one of the reasons that it's looking like it will be a popular game is because it's trying to, or maybe not so much trying to, but it's going to fill the gap within present day to slightly futuristic shooters. We don't have a lot of those about right now There are some, but you know, Call of Duty, if you want to call that one of them, that's not really a game I'm looking forward to, but this World War 3 does look really good from what I've seen, and Farm 51 are doing a really good job at marketing it. Now Gamescom, which takes place next week, there's going to be a big reveal of the game there. A lot of people are going to be able to get hold of footage of the game, so I would expect there to be a lot of it flooding onto YouTube, so we'll actually get to see what raw gameplay looks like. And I just really like the look of it. There is a hole in my life that needs to be filled by a shooter that represents what you can get out of Battlefield 3 and Battlefield 4. I want something that's present day to slightly futuristic. I noticed in the World War 3 trailer that there are banners that say 2026, so with that they're giving themselves a little bit of scope to play with which to add their own kind of fantasy weapons into the game, maybe not based on any kind of real weapon, but obviously they'll keep it within the theme of a weapon that could maybe be created in the next few years. So we will see present day guns and maybe guns that they've made up. So I'm looking forward to what they actually do with this game. Map sizes, I'm not too sure on that, and player base sizes, you know, for the maps, is it going to be 32 players, is it going to be 64 players, is it going to be 16 players? We don't know any of that information right now, but I would assume that at Gamescom we will find some of that information out. So yeah, another game that I'm hugely looking forward to. 3 FPS titles that'll arguably rule my life for the rest of the year, definitely. So there will be a lot of chatter on this channel with regards to these games. I will be doing streams of all 3 of them once they're out and about in the wild. So I will be covering the updates for these games as well, so patch notes, things like that, and any of the changes that are made to the games. The latest news for the games, I'll be covering all of that. So if any of these 3 games interest you, please don't forget to subscribe to the channel, tap the bell icon so that you're informed of my latest videos, and I will keep you up to date about them. So that is pretty much it for this video. Thank you very much for watching and listening. Let me know in the comment section down below if these 3 games, if any of them you're looking forward to. Are you put off any of them for any reason, or do you think that maybe another game should be in the list? Let me know in the comment section. And as always, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for watching and listening. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe, and I will catch you next time. Take care.